Mark 7. Question 1. Who were upset with the disciples eating with unwashed hands? Answer. Pharisees and teachers of the law. Question 2. Why were the Pharisees and teachers of the law from Jerusalem upset with Jesus' disciples? Answer. They ate with unwashed hands. Question 3. On what basis did the Jews do a ceremonial washing of their hands before they eat? Answer. According to the tradition of the elders. Question 4. Mark lists all of the following as being washed by Pharisees as part of their tradition except answer bowls. The other things they actually washed were cups, pitchers, kettles. Mark notes that the Pharisees do not eat when they come in from dash unless they wash their hands. Marketplace. Question 6. What did the Pharisees and teachers of the law ask Jesus about his disciples? Answer. Why they ate with unclean hands. Question 7. Who did Jesus say Isaiah prophesied against? Answer. Hypocrites. Question 8. Who prophesied, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me? Answer. Isaiah. Question 9. Jesus said, quoting a prophet, that these people honor me with their dash lips. Question 10. Jesus said, quoting Isaiah, that their dash are far from me. Answer. Hearts. Question 11. As a result of their teachings being but rules of men, what did the Pharisees do according to Isaiah and Jesus? Answer. They worshipped God in vain. Question 12. As a result of the Pharisees holding on to the traditions of men, what has resulted? Answer. They have let go of the commands of God. Question 13. By observing their own traditions, Jesus said they had a fine way of answer setting aside the commands of God. Question 14. What law did Jesus quote from Moses that the Pharisees were setting aside by their traditions? Answer. Honor your father and mother. Question 15. In the Mosaic law, what was to happen to anyone who cursed his father or mother? Answer. They were put to death. Question 16. How did the Pharisees get around doing anything for their father or mother? Answer. By saying something is a gift devoted to God. Question 17. What does the word korban mean? Answer. It is a gift devoted to God. Question 18. Jesus said the Pharisees dash the word of God by their traditions. Answer. Nullified. Question 19. What did Jesus say cannot defile a person? Answer. Anything entering a person from the outside. Question 20. What defiles a person according to Jesus? Answer. What comes out of a person? Question 21. When Jesus entered the house and the disciples asked him about the parable, how did Jesus respond? Answer. Are you so dull? Question 22. Why can things from the outside of a person not defile a person according to Jesus? Answer. Because it goes into the stomach and then out of the body. Question 23. What was Jesus doing by saying that things that are outside of a person cannot defile a person? Answer. Saying that all foods were to be considered clean. Question 24. Jesus listed all of the following as evil coming from inside a person except answer jealousy. Question 25. What did Jesus say comes from inside a person and defiles them? Answer. All these evils. Question 26. Where did Jesus enter a house not wanting anyone to know it? Answer. Tyre. Question 27. How did the woman with a daughter with an impure spirit approach Jesus? Answer. She fell at his feet. Question 28. What was the woman's background whose daughter had an impure spirit? Answer. A Greek born in Syrian Phoenicia. Question 29. How did Jesus respond to the Greek Syrophoenician woman? Answer. It is not right to take the children's bread and give it to dogs. Question 30. How did the Syrophoenician woman respond to Jesus saying he wouldn't take the children's food and give it to the dogs? Answer. Yes, Lord, but even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. Question 31. What was Jesus' response to the Syrophoenician woman's answer? Answer. For such a reply, the demon has left your daughter. Question 32. When the Syrophoenician woman got home, where did she find her daughter? Answer. Lying on the bed. Question 33. Where did Jesus go after leaving Tyre? Answer. Sidon. Question 34. After going from Tyre to Sidon, where did Jesus go next? Answer. To the region of the Decapolis. Question 35. Who was brought to Jesus in the region of the Decapolis? Answer. A man deaf and who could hardly talk. Question 36. What did the people bringing the deaf man beg Jesus to do? Answer. Place his hand on the man. Question 37. Jesus did all of the following to the deaf man who could hardly talk except. Answer. He laid his hands on the man's head. So actually what he did was he spit and touched the man's tongue. No, he put his finger into the man's ears. He looked up to heaven. Question 38. What did Jesus say looking up to heaven regarding the deaf man? Answer. Ephatha. Question 39. What does the Aramaic word Ephatha that Jesus said to the deaf man mean? Answer. Be open. Question 40. As a result of Jesus healing the deaf man who could hardly talk, how did the man respond? Answer. He began to speak plainly. Question 41. After Jesus healed the deaf man in the Decapolis, what did he command them? Answer. Do not tell anyone. Question 42. What was the people's response after Jesus told them not to tell anyone? Answer. They kept talking about it all the more. Question 43. After Jesus healed the deaf or mute man, what was the people's response? Answer. They were overwhelmed with amazement.